What if I told you you could still buy in University Heights for under $500,000 or sell your bungalow for 90% of 2022 top dollar value without half a dozen bidding wars? I'm going to show you the real numbers for 92116 right now, what's changed, what's still working, and where your biggest move is today.
Here's the numbers, University Heights market update for September 2025. What we're going to see is that prices are down, days on market's up, and it's finally your moment to buy in 92116 if you are a buyer. So let's get to those numbers. The 92116 market snapshot right now. The University Heights market is experiencing what we're calling a notable shift from the hyper-competitive environment in recent years. So I want to look at the data because it tells us a very good story. Now, the median price for a home for all home types of September 2025 is $868,000. That's down 12.8% year over year, meaning prices are slowing to a meaningful decline. The days on market have increased to 36. That's up from 28 last year. And closings last month, year over year, basically flat. They're the same, sitting at 70. So the combination of lower prices and longer market times, it is signaling a meaningful shift in buyer-seller dynamics. And homes are still selling, but that frenzied pace that we had years ago, that's not coming back anytime soon. So let's take a look at single-family detached homes and what is moving. So in the single-family detached home market in University Heights, it spans a wide price range. You know that. We all know that. So depending on the size and condition, here's what we're seeing in recent transactions. So larger family homes, $1.5 million-ish range. They're about 1,800 square feet, typically 3-bedroom, 2-bath, move-in ready condition, days on market, anywhere from 18 to 46 days. The starter bungalow homes, they're usually 2-bedroom, 1-bath, under 1,000 square feet. They have charm, but they need updates. Now, many of these homes, they are selling slightly at or below anywhere from list price to about 6% or under. So this represents a significant departure from that overbid war that we had over the past few years. Well-priced homes, good condition, good bones, still move quickly, but sellers, we need to be realistic about pricing in this market. Now, let's talk about condos, because this is a big entry point for a lot of people. So first-time buyers, those seeking a more affordable entry into University Heights, condos and townhomes remain the most accessible option, and they are performing differently than detached homes. So condo entry points are anywhere from $460 to $650, depending on the size. Typically, you're going to get a one-bedroom for around $460, and that might be sub 800 square feet, but these are just real general numbers. But they're very realistic for first-time homebuyers. County numbers, median price is $600,000. So University Heights is slightly over the county at around that 650 range. The year over year has relatively stayed flat, plus or minus 3.2%. So it's more stable than any detached market. Now, the condo market itself is holding steadier than single-family homes, which makes sense because these properties do serve as essential first-time buyers who still need housing. While they're moving a little bit slower than peak years, condos remain a viable path to homeownership in this desirable neighborhood. So University Heights still very much desirable. Let's talk about speed and negotiation, because that's what everybody wants to know. So one of the most important things that is changing in 92116 is the return to negotiating power for buyers. So again, buyers, you are holding a few more cards than you were able to do in the past. The days of waiving everything and bidding blind, they're largely behind us. So the average days on market are up from 28 days to 36. The average list price to sales price is 98.3%, performing a little bit well than the county average, which is just hovering at around 97% of list price. That means if you put your home on the market for $100,000, you'd be getting $98,300 for your home. So that's performing just a little over 1% better than what the county is doing. So that's not bad, which makes it a really good area to live and buy in. Homes going over ask, that's only 24%, less than 1/4. Just a smidge under 1/4, but nonetheless 1/4%. So very few homes are going over list price. Strategy I tell a lot of sellers is you'd rather bid up than bid down in your price. So don't start too high because you're going to miss opportunity, and don't start too low because then you're just going to get this crazy bidding war, which you don't want. You want to start probably around 10% below what the market is bearing. So if the market says that your home is worth $1 million, you want to start about 10% below that, which would be in the $900,000 range. You'll probably get somewhere between $950, $970 for your house, which is probably where it would settle anyway in this market. So just kind of keep that in mind. Inventory and balance. Where do we stand now? Detached inventory is up 19% year over year countywide, which means we have approximately a 2.6% supply of inventory. Now, attached inventory is up 45% year over year countywide, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, there are a lot of people who want to get out of their condos and move into a detached property, even though they have those sub 3 and 4% interest rates. They are ready to expand. They might have increased the size of their household, and babies have come into the picture now, or divorces are happening as well. So there is a higher demand for condos. It's more approachable for people to purchase condos. Also, the balcony bill out. I won't go into great detail on this video. The reason is there's a lot of special assessments with the balcony bill, so there's a lot of balconies that are not up to code, and so the state is requiring that all those be repaired, and so that is a big deal right now, and there's a lot of people who just simply cannot afford those special assessments. I've had some clients in the $30,000 plus price range. So let's talk about the market balance rule of thumb. Under 3 months supply of inventory, we're leaning in a seller's market. Right now we're at 2.6%, so we're still definitely in a seller's market. 4 to 5 months, that's more balanced market. 6+ months is a buyer's market. At 2.6, for detached homes, we're still technically in a seller's territory, but the pressure is easing. So we're not in that full-blown buyer's market yet, but we are moving in that direction. More listings, longer market times increased, negotiability, all price points. Okay, so if you are a seller, just know buyers are taking their time and they are being more strategic with negotiating. So you can't just decide that you're going to not give them anything. If you want to sell your house, you are going to have to do some negotiation, which, if you've had your house on the market several times in this neighborhood and it still hasn't sold, you might need to take a different approach. Tell the agent that you're working with to take a different approach. And by the way, if the agent you're working with isn't wanting you to reduce the price or make some sort of concessions or doing more marketing or video content around your house, maybe it's time for a new agent, because there's some agents in the market that are just stale and they do things the old way, and the old way doesn't work anymore. So if you want a new approach, we need to talk. Let's talk price per square foot. The premium remains. University Heights continues to command premium pricing compared to many other San Diego neighborhoods, even as overall prices have softened. Here's what the price per square foot metric tells us. 92116, $844 a square foot. It's down only 5% year over year. So that's not a huge decrease, but it's something we definitely want to keep an eye on. So what does this mean? University Heights still carries a location premium due to walkability, proximity to Hillcrest, North Park, and major freeways, employment. It's all these things that make the area desirable. But the key takeaway for both buyers and sellers is location value is holding. Buyers are now scrutinizing condition more carefully, and the days of paying top dollar for fixer-uppers that need $100,000+ and more, those days are over. But homes need to be accurately priced for their condition or they will sit. So if you are a seller in this market and your home is sitting, you are going to want to take a deep, hard look at it. And you might want to have a conversation with your agent. And if that agent is not guiding you the right way or feels they're not, let's have a conversation. I am going to be 100% direct and honest with you, no BS. We're not going to fantasy price your home. We're going to make sure your home is priced so that it does sell. So, sellers, what do you need to know in this market? This is what's important. If you're thinking about selling in this market in University Heights, the good news, homes are still selling, But the strategy has changed, and here's what you need to be successful. Price realistically. Homes priced right, they're selling in 30 to 40 days. Overpriced homes languish and eventually sell for less after price cuts because mentally buyers are going, what's wrong with the house? Number 2, you need to be prepared to negotiate. Expect buyers to ask for repair credits, closing costs, assistance, rate buydowns. Build flexibility into your pricing strategy. Number 3, presentation matters now more than ever. Homes coming out staged, clean, move-in ready, getting multiple offers, sometimes as little as 10 days. Here's a couple things that I would tell you to do. Number 1, get a pre-inspection on your home, have all the disclosures ready, have those attached to the MLS, so that way if someone is piquing interest at your house, their agent can download those disclosures on the MLS, send them over to them, see if they even want to go through the door. Number 2, price about 10% below the market, what the market is bearing right now, because you have to price for today's market. You are in the fourth quarter, you have less buyers now, but you got more motivated buyers. They are going to want to negotiate with you. But if you've got that 10%, you are going to get people walking through the door. Number 3, you have to have an agent who has got a video, social media strategy that is going to position your house on the market. They need to be doing multiple videos of your home. If you just have questions about that, go to my social media, check me out, see the things I do. I make 3, 4, 5, 6 videos per house that I go into because there's always something to talk about. The market definitely is cool, but the quality listings with smart pricing, they still perform well. So the key is to set realistic expectations and invest in the presentation. Are there little fixes that you can do? Or can you make the curb appeal look better? If you don't have much of a yard, then we got to sell the surroundings. The one thing I'm noticing is agents are not selling the surroundings. They're not selling what's around University Heights. They're not selling Park Boulevard or Adams Avenue or what you can do in the summer. This is all part of a marketing plan that sells your home. And a lot of agents are missing that. What about September when they played the Hocus Pocus in the park? These are all things that we should be using to sell your home because not only are we selling the home, we're selling the lifestyle. Buyers, this is your window. Okay, if you have been waiting on the sidelines, this is one of the most favorable markets that we have seen in years. Here is why it might be your moment. Number 1, affordability is back. Condos under 700 and smaller, homes under $1 million are back and realistic for buyers. They're reachable. Number 2, you have time to think. You can take a breath. You can do proper inspections. You can make informed decisions without panic. Number 3, you have negotiating power for concessions, repair credits, and closing costs, rate buydowns. Sellers, if they're motivated, they are listening to you. Now, here's the thing. Don't assume every home is going to wait for you. A-plus homes, turnkey properties, great conditions with location and smart pricing are still moving quickly. You're not fighting 20 offers for every single listing anymore, but when great homes hit the market, you still need to act with purpose. The difference is now you have options. Now you have leverage. Now you have breathing room that you simply didn't have 12 to 18 months ago. So keep that in mind. So where are we headed? Current valuation, home value anywhere from 800 on up. We're kind of at that 3% year over year change. But let's look at supply dynamics because this is what I think is important. Here's the headline: University Heights not crashing. So if you're a buyer, don't think the market's crashing. If you're a seller, don't think that you're in this hot seller's market where you can ask what you want it for. It's not crashing, but it's also not hot like it was in 20 and 21. While individual sale prices are down year over year, the overall neighborhood valuation is holding and even ticking up slightly. So what we are seeing is a more normalized market, a return to a market where both buyers and sellers have the agency, where pricing needs to reflect, and where good homes still command interest. The transitional market, it's not a collapse. This is transitional, not a return to 2021 frenzy, like I said, but we're kind of somewhere in between. Now, if you're a buyer, that means opportunity. For sellers, it means strategy matters now more than ever. The market is price sensitive and buyers have a voice again.
If you live in 92116 or you're thinking about buying here, drop a comment right now, 92116 check, and I'll send you my free updated list of every home in University Heights that's currently negotiable. No fluff, straight deals. And if you're serious about selling in the next 90 days, hit the link in the description to claim your fast turn analysis, what your home could easily sell for right now, and what credits you might need to give and how fast it will move. Don't wait until the bidding wars come back. Let's get you positioned now.